We've been discussing several facets of the beef industry today with CattleFax. Randy, let's turn it back to you. Tell us a little bit about what you see the future holding for the U.S. beef cattle industry.
Well, I think you have to be very optimistic about the future of the U.S. beef cattle industry. We've been through some difficult times when our borders were closed back here in 2003, 2004, 2005. We survived that time period. We learned how to do things differently in a very difficult time. We'll learn and adapt to these higher costs that we're dealing with today. I think we all have to do some things differently than what we had to do in the past. If I'm a cow-calf operator today, one of the things that I would suggest those producers to consider very hard is, how do I add an additional 200 to 250 pounds of lower cost of gain to these animals before I merchandise them? We've had a number of producers that have had tremendous success stories here over the last few years. If costs have increased, they can put that gain on at a much lower value before those animals go to the feed yard. So I think that's something they should consider. Stocker operators have tended to get along very well in here. There's been a premium paid for that person in the middle that can add lower cost of gain to these animals before they enter the feed yard. I think that'll continue to be a tremendous niche. For the cattle feeding segment, obviously that's been a difficult run, especially the last 2 to 3 years. We anticipate we'll see some more consolidation in the cattle feeding segment. We'll likely see more and more coordination take place there. But through that, through some of these relationships, I believe we'll see more differentiation, more value add opportunities. Today we see all types of premiums that are being paid in the marketplace, source and age verified premiums. So all in all, when we look at that and we look at the growing world marketplace, I see tremendous opportunities for the U.S. beef cattle producers, the whole U.S. beef industry in total. I believe we've got some tremendous times ahead of us.
That's encouraging. Mike, let's talk about CattleFax again. How do you communicate all this information you all have been sharing with your producer members?
Well, we do it any number of ways. Kevin, I think that traditionally we've basically done it the way everybody's done it. We basically print up a report at the end of the week and we send it out to all of our folks, and that report still exists much in the way that it did when we started 40 years ago. But we are also changing with the times as our industry and as everything else around us does, and we are utilizing technology as much as we possibly can. Obviously, we spend an awful lot of time on the telephones with our members and talking to them and discussing a whole host of different subject matter, typically related back to the market. But today we use cell phone technology. We use text messaging to provide information to our members to make sure that they have the utmost and the most critical information available at that moment. And then obviously we use technology such as our website to provide information. We've tried to change our business from a weekly presentation of information to a up-to-the-minute or daily presentation of information. And so I think it's been a very positive change, not only for us, but for our members as well.
So are there any new tools available to CattleFax members?
Actually, we have a couple that we could talk about today. We have a new cow-calf focused publication called Trends. And that's been an area of focus for us here in the last couple of years, particularly with all the different changes that have been taking place. We want to do a better job, a more thorough job of communicating to cow-calf producers, and that's one of the tools that we're going to utilize. And then finally, just recently, we've launched a brand new CattleFax website that we think is just going to be a tremendous tool, not only for the industry, but for all of our members. And so we're excited about a lot of the different tools that we've got and a lot of the traditional tools that we've always provided.
Providing up-to-the-minute information and data. That's awesome.